Although large companies are often seen as impactful contributors to society, small businesses are able to do the same and leave a strong influence as well. One example being sustainability. This is key to helping solve the issue of climate change, and small businesses are assets to pursue this topic. They can adopt and spread their sustainable actions to other businesses that may be larger to make an overall cleaner environment moving forward. Before discussing the different ways a small business can become more sustainable, it is important to acknowledge how small businesses too produce waste just like other larger companies. Though they may produce smaller amounts of waste, one recurring problem is the amount of paper wasted. The total amount of paper waste produced annually by the U.S. is approximately 85 million tons of paper. Within that number, 21 million tons of paper is produced by businesses.
The Inflation Reduction Act, passed into law in 2022, was designed to help take action against climate change and is the largest investment in clean energy by the United States. The bill uses up to 30% of the investment tax credit for renewable energy, distributes $369 billion towards climate change goals, and fines companies that exceed federal limits on methane emissions. Many people agree with the act because they started to notice the increase in pollution and are now willing to direct funds to clean up the environment.
So having all these tax credits to clean up the power grid first is monumental. It lays this foundation to kind of get emissions reductions going on an economy-wide scale.
However, some disagree with the act as it uses a large amount of money to fund the programs while inflation in the United States remains high. They are concerned the bill will increase the inflation rate at a time when U.S. citizens are struggling with other financial problems. There are other programs that help businesses to use clean energy to become more sustainable.
Certainly. So the New Jersey Clean Energy Program is a statewide initiative that helps a series of stakeholders across the state, including businesses, as well as non-governmental entities, nonprofits, government agencies, businesses both large and small. And so what it does is helps position the state to be a leader in energy efficiency, as well as to provide stakeholders and citizens an opportunity to save energy. The first one I'll talk about are our direct install programs. There are actually two direct install programs. Both direct install programs have in common is that they really focus on the smaller business customers based off of their energy usage. The great thing about our suite of energy efficiency options at PSE&G is that it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. We're able to work with the customer. We're able to work with our contractors within our various networks that support these programs and be able to see what their needs are. It helps reduce another. So you have reductions in emissions, you have reductions in usage, and so therefore you're reducing your carbon footprint.
It reduces emissions, it gets the power sector. So a lot of reducing emissions is based on electrifying everything we do.
By saving energy, again, you're lowering your utility bill, your costs, and with that extra money, you can reinvest into your company. At the end of the day, what's helpful about energy efficiency, it's a win across the board. It saves energy, and by saving energy, you're saving on your bills. By saving on your bills, you're also able to help with your overhead and be able to help the company perhaps stay more profitable.
I feel that when smaller brands they are doing change, they are being more sustainable. Sometimes they get the bigger brand attention. So a bigger brand can see that they are, how a smaller brand could do that and I can't. So that stimulates also the bigger players in the scenario to change. So I think that smaller brands could really be inspirational for other players, other bigger players, and also to the consumers too, because they could see that it's possible to be better.
It is generally agreed that it is easier for a small business to be more sustainable, for they are much more flexible than larger companies. Because of this flexibility, there are different ways they can adopt sustainable options into their companies. One example would be to reduce carbon emissions and contribute less to the climate change crisis.
So when a smaller brand that don't suffer this kind of regulations move, it could also inspire the competitive side of the bigger company. And this is also in the climate scenario. So to see that a smaller brand is having, I don't know, maybe having an initiative to save light or to save energy, to disclose their emissions, this could inspire and ignite this sense of urgency from other companies.
Even though small businesses are more sustainable than massive corporations, money is preventing them from being successful. In this way, programs and bills like the Inflation Reduction Act and Clean Energy Act assist small businesses to maintain stability and help them to grow.